It's a new year here on New Hope. You know what? And it's a good thing because I need to go make some money to pay off. Because I need to make some money to pay off all our brand new expansion, our new farmhouse, which we did last time. If you guys missed it, this house behind us, yeah, it was a bit of a crazy build. Yeah, it's a 2-story house. Not supposed to be 2-story. We built it into 2-story with a bunch of intricate wall, a bunch of concrete work, and like a whole valley over here for us to drive into our driveway on. Yeah, so it worked out fairly well, but I'm gonna make some money. I'm gonna make some money this year to pay all this off. Look at this. Kind of ridiculous? Yep, 100%. So the fact that we've finished this all off, I've kind of decided to maybe try to change gears a little bit. Oh boy, she is super foggy down in the valley here. That's one of the things I kind of regret about where we built this house is this valley that our roadway is on always gets super socked in the spring with fog, and you can't really see where we're going to get back out to the main road. There's the gate right there. Cool. We made it out. So yeah, anyways, this road is terrible down here for that. Unfortunately, wouldn't do that again. 100% do not recommend. But as for our plans, things might change. I mean, we picked up the Seed Hawk last year, and we tried our first hand at some grain crops out here in New Hope, and it worked out okay-ish. I mean, yeah, this was the millet, I believe. Was millet? Yeah, this was a millet, and to be honest, this ended up being not worth it at all. The millet was a bit of a disaster for us, unfortunately. And then down in the valley, we also had mustard and poppies, so that ended up being all right. We just need to really focus on, I think, our field work as well. So what kind of field care we're going to do. Now, I would love to do that all with the Ford. The old Ford, I'd love to take it back out in the field. I don't think that old Ford's going to pull the big lime spreader. I think that's going to become an issue, so we should probably just use the 8R. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think so. So we'll take the old 8R out. Looks like we're good. We're a little low on fuel. We'll get some fuel here on the way out. Just drag that lime spreader behind us, and yeah, we'll get some fuel. We should have, probably need some more, we'll probably need some more lime at some point as well. I've got some stockpiled over in the far shed, so we should be okay there. At least we'll get that in a second. Let me just fill this thing up. She's like moving around, active suspension here. It's just, as it's filling up with fuel, it's just kind of, okay, I think it's settled now. That was strange. It was just kind of bouncing around a little bit and moving as we were filling up with fuel there. Oh, there she goes again. Yeah, see, look at this. The suspension's trying to balance everything out. Weird. All right, we're good to go. Let's get into this field. Let's throw some lime down. Now, we did the other 2 fields, the 2 larger fields. Last year, we did throw some lime down. This year, I'm just going to worry about this 30-acre field. The 2 100-ish acre fields we have, they're good for now. We'll do it maybe next year. I'm not going to worry about it this year. This year, I'm just going to concern myself with this 30-acre field as far as lime goes. So we'll throw some lime down. I've got, oh boy, we got $640,000 in the old bank account. So I'm going to spend a little bit of that. Now, one of the interesting ones I'm going to probably spend some money on is irrigation on our fields. We're going to try to maximize our crops. I haven't even decided what crops I'm going to do yet, though. That's one of the things we're going to need to discuss. I mean, off the top of my head, what did we have? Was it millet last year? The millet was so disappointing. And it was just a standardized grain. It's a standardized grain crop. I was expecting to get a high yield, but kind of a low value crop in a sense, similar to a wheat maybe, or a barley. And it turned out we didn't even get a high yield, I felt, off it. I mean, we got off of the 100 acres, we've got roughly 100,000 liters of that crop. It was not enough. It was definitely not enough by comparison. So this year we're going to change. Let's clean this all up. Let's clean her all up. We've got a pressure washer now. I can still keep on cleaning our equipment as we go now instead of letting everything turn into a mess. Just kind of back this on up against the old bay door here of our shop. It's kind of a odd spot to stick that. You know what? I don't really like where I'm putting this wash bay. We need a better spot for this, but it'll work for now. All right, 8R, scrub that down. Does look like the tires are pretty good still. I was thinking about changing those out, but not yet. And of course, the Bernal, get that scrubbed down as well. Excellent. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what crops we're going to plant. Like I said, I got the Seed Hawk, so there's a couple of things I won't be able to plant. Of course, row crops are going to be out. We need to plant just standard grain crops of sorts. Now, last year, as I said, the millet was the big one, and, well, you can see the max price of that isn't great, right? So you expected a higher yield. We didn't get it, unfortunately, so I don't want to plant that again. The other crop we planted was the mustard, a little bit better, similar yields though. So the poppies were really where I was surprised what we got off the poppies, guys. Poppies were good. So I think this year we're going to plant poppies once again, but that's going to make it a little bit interesting because of our planting season. We can't plant poppies until the middle of summer, and then we harvest. It's only like a 2-month growing season. So the poppies are a little bit interesting. Let me grab the disc here. We're gonna go and clean this field up as well because there's something else I need to talk about. The poppies we need to plant later on. Now the other crop I haven't fully decided, but I think we need to plant that sooner than later. And I think I'm gonna actually plant this field we're working on with the crop we're gonna plant right away. I think that's my plan at least. The reason I'm disking this, in case you're wondering, we had tram lines set up on this, and I'm going to get rid of. I've got another plan for dealing with fertilizing and for, of course, herbicide. I don't want to deal with the tram lines. It ended up not working out so well, so I'm just gonna disc this all up, clean up the tram lines on these fields, so I don't have to deal with them going forward. And we'll maybe the year after that we'll figure it out. But this year, no tram lines whatsoever. We're gonna program everything without tram lines and go from there. At least that's my plan for now. Hopefully it works. I've got a bit of a plan. It's going to cost me some money, of course, but I'd rather not deal with the tram lines and not have them all over my fields, at least for now. All right, let's get it back around. And so we need to figure out exactly what we're going to plant. Like I said, poppies will be one of my 100-acre fields. Like we planted that poppies on this 30-acre field last year. We ended up getting the same amount of money from this field that we did from 100,000 or the 100 acres of millet and mustard. So the poppies were definitely worthwhile. They were a hit. Definitely going to be doing more poppies. I don't know who's wanting the poppies out here on New Hope, but the market value for the poppies definitely seems like it's definitely something worth pursuing, I guess. Yeah. Listen, guys, I don't ask questions. All right, I just do my job. I grow my crops. Once they're out of my hands, what do I know? Let's just get this finished off. A couple more passes left here with the disc, and we'll be wrapped up here. Like I said, I'm gonna plant this, I think, right away. I think, well, maybe April. I have to double check. It'll either be this month or it'll be next month. I'm pretty sure we need to get some crops in the ground. Now, as for the second crop, I think it's going to be fairly simple. I think there's only really one crop that I could think of that makes sense for our growing season. Otherwise, if I want my other grains, I would have had to plant them in the fall to get them for next year, or for this year, sorry. So I think oats really going to be it. We'll see. Let me clean all this stuff up once again. Give her a quick scrub down. You know what? I'm going to scrub all my equipment. It's about time. I know you guys have been looking at all this equipment in this shed for the last while. There we go. Clean up the case, the International, my bale wrapper. Clean it all up. First time I think I've ever cleaned all my equipment up on this farm. I've just got the pressure washer. This is the first time I've had access to one, so this should make all of you happy, I'm sure. Right? We're finally cleaning stuff up and making it look a little nicer. You know what? Even the old Ford. Give a little love to the old Ford, right? Yeah, there we go. That looks a lot better. That's perfect. Look at this, the old girl. She's happy. All right, so I know oats are a little on the pedestrian side for sure. I get it, 100%. When we've done a bunch of different crops out here, but there's some benefits to timings. Is really what it comes down to. I mean, we're looking at, we can plant now. It'll come harvest middle of summer, and I think we harvest just after we plant the poppies. So timing-wise, as far as our harvest and planting seasons go for these two crops, is actually kind of perfect, to be honest. So we're going to go down to the 100-acre field on the north side. Is it south side? I think it's south side of the farmhouse here. We'll go down by the farmhouse into the valley here. We're going to plant oat down in the corner here. Now, of course, I can't see anything still down here. This is great. I'm just going to have to make sure I don't hit my fence. This is terrible. Terrible down here. Ugh. Why? You know what? It's all that pond. It's the pond and the creek that runs down through the valley. I think it's just the humidity kind of just evaporates and it constantly makes it so it's foggy down here in the spring. It's just something I'm going to have to deal with, but it's unfortunate because I can't see anything. I'm going to hit my fence for sure. So, oats going in here. The nice thing, of course, about this, we'll get 100 acres of oats off this. We'll do oats as well on the field we just limed, so another 30 acres. Plus, on top of that, of course, we'll get the crops and bales. A ton of bales, I'm sure, off of this. And to be perfectly honest, I think what we're going to do with this, I've got a bit of a different plan. as far as our oat go. Our oat go? Our oats go. I think we're going to do something maybe we haven't done in a super while. Some ways to maximize. Like I said, we're talking all about trying to find ways to maximize our crops out here. And I'm doing that right now, of course, we're going to throw the right amount of nitrogen down in the soil. We've done lime on this field. We could have probably done more as far as lime. The pH on the field, it looks like it's pretty close to being perfect, but it could have definitely used, it could have been, we could have thrown lime once more, but I digress. We're fine for the time being. We'll leave it as is. The fertilizing, of course, is going to be one way we're going to do to make sure that the field, that's something we typically do because we have the combo fertilizer planting unit. That's not something that's difficult to do, but taking care of the weeds this year, of course, is going to be huge for us. So if we don't do that, that's going to definitely limit our limit the quantity of what we're going to get off these fields. So we'll definitely find a way to take care of that. Something that's in my back pocket. Secondly, the irrigation on these fields. Last year, if you recall, they were pretty dried out. We had a lot of splotchy dead spots, splotchy spot. It's a technical term. Yeah, it's definitely a technical term of splotches. It was not great. Let's put it that way. I think our yield was pretty low because, well, we didn't really worry about the fields. I just wanted to get some seeds in the ground and do a quick harvest and see what we got. I think that might have been what stunted some of it, but I mean, all three fields were the same. So you could look into it that way as well. We planted the same amount and didn't take care of any of the fields. It's not like, oh, the poppies, we'll take care of just the poppies. No. We definitely destroyed all three of our fields. let them have some pretty bad withered spots, which definitely affected the amount of money we made. We could have done much better, I think, if I would have been a little bit more proactive on, well, herbicide as well as irrigation were the two big ones for sure. Looks good. That's 100 acres planted. Cool. All right. That's a big field. That's going to be a lot of oat. All right. So that's the big things we're going to take care of soon. We'll have to do that once another month or two once this gets growing, but I'm happy with that. Let's get back over to the farm. Now, like I said, we're going to, do we need to reload this with some fertilizer? Maybe. I've got lots of seed. We're going to have to replant still that 30-acre field though. So, yeah, I've got a little bit of seed left over. I filled up, or it's fertilizer. Sorry, I filled up the fertilizer. I have some pallets left over. We filled it up again, and just going to take a quick minute to reseed this here field. This field here, I'm very confident will be a decent harvest for sure. It's just a bit of an awkward field for equipment this size, where the seed hawk is definitely a little bit too big. It's a little too big for this guy. As we're going to zip in here. Perfect. Get around this corner, nice and easy. All right, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay, hammer down. Perfect. All right, the 9R's got him. Cool. All right, so let's get through this field. We'll plant once again, get the seed in the ground here. There are some interesting problems with this field I've noticed already. More so, actually, when we get to the far side, we come around over by the new shop there. It doesn't really like to get down. It's a tough spot to get the seed in the ground down there. And I'm getting some water pooling at times as well up on here, so there could be some issues with this field going forward. And I'm really hoping that I program this correctly with the tramlines. I find I always miss that, but the fact we went through, we disked it beforehand, and I've reset the tramlines, the programming on this, we shouldn't have any tramlines in this year. I'm really hoping that I did this correctly though. I mean, if I could count how many times I've messed that up, I don't think I could have enough fingers to make that happen, so. We'll see. We'll see come, well, probably about a month from now, we'll be able to tell 100% if I planted this correctly, at least. At least I don't have to wait very long to find out if I screwed up, right? Yeah, you gotta look at the bright side of things. Yeah, don't wait to tell me if I screwed up, because we'll find out soon enough. All right, let's get this cleaned up again, and we'll see what happens next, because I think we have to wait a bit before we could do anything else. We'll wait a month. We can probably throw some herbicide down next month, at least on those fields. I can't plant the poppies for a bit, so yeah, we're gonna have to wait until middle of summer is when we'll be planting the poppies, guys. We got some time to burn. We'll see you when it's time to get back in those fields. And that's all it took. It's already April, and you can see I've spent almost 200,000, 250,000. Irrigation ended up being a lot of it. But the other thing, I bought kind of the littlest, and now I have the biggest, and then the littlest John Deeres I could find. We got a 5R along with a 9R. So we got the big boy, and then we got the baby, the super baby brother. This is going to be a dedicated sprayer, is my plan. Relatively inexpensive. I thought about going directly to like a self-propelled sprayer unit, but you're looking at like $500,000 for that setup. $500,000 for that, where this here is all of what I think 140,000 is what I spent total between a new 5R along with the sprayer system. I don't know how I could go wrong with that by comparison. This seems, I mean, I don't have any intentions on using this particular tractor for anything but spraying right now, but I mean, there's potential. We could do maybe some bale movements or put a bucket on the front or something along those lines. So it's much more versatile than going with, I'm trying to sell this on myself if you guys can't tell right now. I'm really trying to sell this because I really wanted a sprayer unit. I really wanted a self-propelled sprayer. And I mean, technically I got it. It's just, this is just a little bit smaller. Also, you can see we went with the spot and spray system on this. We did upgrade a little bit on that. Oh, easy. And this will just save us on the amount of herbicide we're going to use, of course, because, well, it just uses the exact amount we need to kill those weeds. And, of course, on top of that, if you didn't know, of course, we're going to maximize our profits because, well, our precision farming, our environmental fee is going to go up, and thanks to that as well, since we're limiting the amount of herbicide we're using is kind of the key there. Right, we're not spraying extra chemicals into our field. We don't need to. We're just out there taking care of it. Whatever happened to the torch? I know there was I would love to get one of those pull behind trailers or an apparatus that could do the weed torching. That would be kind of cool. I don't know if anyone would really trust me with fire though. I'm just saying. Might be a bad idea. Anyways, field's done. That's the 30 acres. We use like no herbicide. That's what I love about this system. You just don't use any of it. You just quickly spray it up, and yeah, it pretty much pays for itself. The amount of money you end up spending to add the spot and spray system to any of your sprayers, 100% worth it in the long run, even in the short run. Oh, easy, just sneak through here. We've got the 100-acre field left to go as well. We'll go do that 100 acres of oat on the far side of the valley. We're going to spray that down the same thing we did. I don't need to worry about refilling either of my tanks. I've got so much herbicide, I don't even know what to do with it all. Let's see, yeah. Let's see if I can not hit any of the wing arms on my fence lines, as because I still can't see down here. You'd think that, this fog would kind of burn off later on in the day too, but it doesn't. It's not just a morning thing. This is an all day fog in the valley. Maybe that's the name of our farm. It's like Foggy Bottoms Farm. I feel like that would be a relatively realistic name for this place. The old Foggy Bottoms. I missed planting in that corner too. That being said, I didn't even notice. I forgot to mention I got rid of the tram lines. That being said, with the fact that we're spraying our fields right now, maybe we could have put tram lines in, but I'm doing it early enough. We do have narrow tires. We have row crops. We have the narrow tires on this particular tractor. I don't need to worry about it, and it's early enough in the planting season here, or in the growing season, that it obviously has no effect on it anyways. So do I need tram lines? No. The tram lines might make life easier going forward though. Like I could spray later on. If we plan out our crop rotations the way I have so far, this would be perfect though, right? I got lots and lots of time. I'm trying to think. I think next month I can plant. Is it May or is it June? Or maybe June, where I can finally plant the poppies. It's very late in the season, and it's only like a couple months, like I said. So we're trying to, if I balance that out, we balance out when we plant the oats first thing in the year, and then do our poppies middle of summer, and then it'll be like oats harvest right after we plant the next month. That timing works out fairly well. We still only have 2 crops, which is great because I don't even know what to expect for yields off this stuff. So the silo we got 600,000 liters. We have 200,000 from the old silo. I'm pretty happy with the equipment we have right now. I think we're pretty good. There's one more piece we're going to need to buy, which I've got part of it already, to be honest. And since we're already into June, it's time to get into a little bit more of that. Like I said, planting of the poppies is here. We need to plant the poppies this month, and then July, I think this here this wheat is going to be ready to harvest come July. Of course, we've got a couple months we could harvest it in if the weather dictates. You can see the moisture levels looking pretty high right now because I've been spraying them, but unfortunately that also costs a lot of money, and I'm down to $79,000, which is unfortunate. I was not expecting to spend that much money on that because there's a few little odds and ends. It's not a huge amount of money I need to spend on some equipment, but there is still some things I need to buy, which is going to cause me a little bit of grief, and I may need to make a trip to the bank, unfortunately, to finish off what I had planned here. But regardless of which, before we even get into that, we'll plant this field. Now, 100 acres, we've got poppies, almost a full load of poppy seed ready to go, so we should be okay here. If I can get this closer to the barn. I kind of regret the way I've done this. I should have maybe gone with a toe between for the toolbar instead of having it at the toe behind. I'm struggling a little bit trying to get them as close as I can to the corners, but it's a little bit easier trying to refill this seed hawk tank. If I could just drop the toolbar in the field and drag this tank back to the farm and get it filled up. I still need to find a better solution for that for the big fields, but for now we should be just fine. It'll be fine. Man, that's satisfying, isn't it? Cleaning up all the old stubble, knocking in the weeds out of this field, and putting those poppy seeds in the ground. Nice one pass. Yeah, this is great. I just love this unit, by the way, though. Like, just trying to figure out which is the best setup. The one bonus to having the toolbar at the back instead of the middle, well, when you do super sharp corners, which we're not really doing right now, but when you do the super sharp corners, it doesn't tend to jackknife and bind up as quickly, especially with an articulating tractor like the 9R. It tends to, well, when it binds you up a little bit too much, right? You get kind of stuck on yourself. But at the back, you have a lot more space to maneuver. So maybe this is better off for me because I tend not to get stuck on myself as much. Maybe, I don't know. So far, that seems to be the plan, though. It seems to be working out pretty well in these 2 years we've had it for. I really cannot complain. It has worked out pretty flawlessly and makes these fields kind of short work, to be honest with you. I mean, it's only 10 o'clock. Literally an hour to get this massive, I wouldn't say massive, this larger 100-acre field planted. Yeah, it's not like it's super huge, but it's definitely a little bit bigger than what we would plant with all the Great Plains. Cool. That's going to do it for all our planting. Planting season's officially over and about time in June, right? That is it. That is all. All right, we're going to put this back in over at the farm. One minor problem. Minor. I had plans to store this in that new shop of mine. Yeah, it doesn't fit. The seed hawk, the tank will fit. I don't the toolbar. I can't fit it in any of my bays in that barn over there either. So I guess it'll just have to live outside. Cool. All right, barley, oats looking good, guys. I'm excited. No dead spots either. Look at that. All right, and just like that, look at this. Look at the golden fields. The sunshine's come out for July. All the fog, I think, is gone. And everything, the farm looks fantastic this time of year. Everything's so bright right now. No rain. We got a sunny day. I am super excited to get into those oat fields. But before I can touch those, I do want to go through and quickly spray once again, get the sprayer out, and spray down the poppies. Now, you might recall, like I said, if you remember from our last harvest, a lot of our poppy fields, all this stuff, we were getting a bunch of withering happening already. Like in this, as soon as it started sprouting up, there was dead spots. We had a ton of problems with fields. Like I said, we're taking care of our fields this year. If we can get everything kind of wrapped up and drop, easy, it can drop so quick. It just slams down to the ground. Yeah, no. Like if the amount of withering we had on the fields because of the moisture in the ground itself wasn't taken care of beforehand was kind of ridiculous, and it really affected, I think, the yield. I really do think that was a big problem last year. This year, the fact I'm getting rid of all these weeds and we're taking care of the moisture, of course, fertilizer, lime. The only thing we really didn't do, I didn't roll these fields out. That was really it. I really do think that this is going to be a record level harvest for us for sure. And to be perfectly honest, guys, I'm trying to move away from the silage side. I'm trying to get away from doing the bales because baling is so much work. It just takes so much more time. If we can just kind of focus on our grain crops a little bit more, I wouldn't really consider poppy a grain crop. It's more of a seed, right? So we could focus more on these more conventional crops rather than our grass and silage. I just think I'll have so much more time to figure out something different that we can do on this farm. And I'm actually considering taking that grass field that we have because it's another 100 acres. If we take that grass field back and replant something else on it, we could really make something crazy big. I think if we find the right combination of crops on that. There is also still another 100 acre-ish parcel that it's got field grass on it right now that we might be able to till up and make into more fields. That's something I'm considering pending as well. Now, we need to get into what my little backup, my sneaky backup plan is, and well, you can kind of see it behind me. We've got a Mac Don, guys. We're going to swath some crops. We're going to swath the oats. Now, the Mac Don itself, I got out of the used market for, I think it was like 70,000 bucks, relatively inexpensive. The header I had to buy brand new, so there is that, which means, well, I'm down to $12,000 in the old bank account. I kind of overspent a little bit. There's more to that story actually as well. So we have the Mac Don, of course, here, along with the header. This header, so this one here, I had to, well, I technically don't own it yet. That's right, I had to finance it. I didn't have enough money to buy it outright, so I have 6 months worth of payments to make on the header. We also have the pickup header for, of course, the combine as well. So the harvester's got a new header for it as well. But I was able to buy that one. It's just this one here, we had to put it on the old credit card. So 6 months of financing on this header, which is fine. We're going to spend an extra 2% on it. It is what it is. My plan is simply, once we get the bales off this oat field, I'm going to sell them off, and that money will be more than enough. I'm hoping it should be well more than enough, to be honest, to pay for everything as far as what we owe left on the old line of credit or credit card, whatever I decide to put that on. Looks pretty good though. So swathing these fields, we're going to knock all these down to begin with, and I'm going to let Gertie go and take care of the rest of this. Now we got a headland done. We'll take the combine out. And we've got the pickup header on this, of course, once again. And the nice thing about this is we're going to double up on this, right? Of course, we're going to get all the oats off this field here. And we'll also start getting a little bit of straw. We'll get the straw as well. Look at that. Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay, so we're getting the oats. We're getting some straw again. It's just a little bit more work, but we should get a substantial higher yield. Of course, I wish I would have done oat last year so I could compare. But here we are. It's too late to think about that now. Let's go. This side down here along the side of the shop gave me a bit of grief on the headland with that with the swather. We did have some issues down here. You're gonna see that. Well, quite honestly, my swath from the swather is all over the place. It's too much. There's too much of a hillside here for that thing to pick up everything. Unfortunately. Whatever. It is what it is. We'll pick up as much as we can, of course, but I'm not overly concerned if there's a little bit left on the field. What can you do, right? It's unfortunate. That's part of the game when you're dealing with one extra step here, one extra little tiny step that we're going to have to play with here, just to try to maximize the amount of product we're going to get off this field. And the other thing is, it's really tough to distinguish, like where the straw is and where the oats, the swath crop still is. It's a very, very subtle. Got to make sure we stay on top of what we've done and what we have left still to do. And in fact, I'm probably going to get one of the other girls to maybe Matilda wants to be out here. She wants to drive the combine, so I'm probably going to get her out here doing this at some point as well. And on top of all of that, I'm probably going to actually get someone baling as well. Maybe Hillary wants to do some baling. I think we can probably get everybody out now that we're kind of making money, even though I'm down to $7,000 in the old bank account. That's gonna go pretty quick. Yeah. One more thing I forgot to mention that I ended up picking up. It was used, mind you, but there was another purchase made, which I didn't even mention earlier on, but I needed a trailer other than a semi-trailer. I needed something I could pull out in the fields a little bit easier with the 8R, so we did pick up a secondary trailer just for that. Not a huge expense, but just so you guys are aware, had to buy that as well. We'll get more use out of this in a bit, and probably on the bigger fields, I'll be driving the 8R more likely. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to work when we get down to that 100-acre field across the road. But coming together good right now. It's just, like I said, we're going to need to start baling this up as well at the same time. Yeah, there we go. So, not the most conventional setup, of course. We've got the Mercedes pulling our Massey baler, but it does have the power to do it, which is kind of surprising, and it's actually not terrible at it. It's something we've used a lot, to be honest. You guys have seen over the course of the silage we've been doing out here, and it just seems to work out fairly well together. So, I'm going to try and make sure we're going to give, well, it's the best chance to give Matilda some time behind the wheel, drive the combine. I don't expect she's going to have any problems. It's relatively simple, right? I mean, she just has to follow the rows right now, and I can just come up and unload her as we go, which is kind of like once again, it just makes life a little bit faster, a little bit simpler. And as long as she misses, her and Hillary don't get tangled up with the baler, we should be good, I think. That's all we got. All right. Well, you know what's full enough. Let's go unload this. Getting a decent amount already, though. Look at that. I've already got almost a full trailer here. That's great. You just can't tell how much we have left because, well, there's a bunch of straw in the field. It looks like it's the oats. It's all the same. Now, we have roughly, what are we at? 26,000. So, I'm looking at what we have for storage available. Of course, we ran into problems last year with our old silo system, which is the one on the right there. That silo system only holds 200,000 liters of product. This one here, we got two products at 600,000, substantially more. We'll see how much we get from the oat, though. I'm expecting that the oats here will be, well, between the two fields, I'm expecting a pretty high number, like 300,000 liters, maybe 400 upwards, between the two fields. And then on top of that, of course, we have the poppies, which will be a lower yielding crop, but at the same token, I've still got to make sure we have enough storage space so I don't have to sell it off right away. I mean, that's going to be key for us, I think, is being able to hold our crops until it's the ultimate time to sell them, of course. She must be full. Is she full? No? Okay, just turn it around. All right, I was going to say, that didn't make any sense. Spin her around. Uh-oh. Make sure you get out there before that. I see the baler coming here. Yeah, I see Hillary coming in the baler. Get moving, go. All right, there we go. That's better. We'll unload on the way down here, I think. Yeah, let's go. Let's get that pipe out. Perfect. And got it. Yeah, we're there. We're right there. We're right here. I think it's, yeah, there we go. Good. It's all coming together. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. All right. So 30 acres pretty much done. We'll get two trailer fulls off this. It's like 20 some odd thousand liters per trailer full. I mean, already we're gonna be close to 50,000 liters in the silo off this field. But just off the one small 30 acre field, we have a lot of product coming in. I think it's gonna be good. Cool. So 30 acres done. I'm not even gonna tell you how much. I know how much we've got already, but I'm gonna let you figure that out later on. I've told you roughly how much I think was going to be in there, but we've got 100 acres still left to do today, so let's go take a look. Now, I'm going to let Hillary keep on baling. She can finish off. She's only got, what, 4 or 5 passes left to do? We've got 100 acres to get through, so we'll drive everything down to the bottom. We'll give everyone a hand here, get set up once again. I'm going to program the combine and the swather for everybody so that it's all taken care of. But once we get everybody out in the field, I can, for the most part, hopefully just let them go, and I'll just cart. And once again, I'm going to be out there carting for them, and I'm really hoping that this was worthwhile. Like, you guys can see the amount of straw, or the amount of, I always say straw because it looks like it, the amount of oats we're getting off this. And it does feel like it's a decent amount, but we really won't know until, quite honestly, till we get down to the end, right? We won't know until the bitter end here if it really worked out for me. And unfortunately for me, I wish I would have checked beforehand. I wish if I had something to compare this to. We should definitely be getting a way higher yield off this with the way we're doing this. Of course, swathing first. It should be a substantial change. Now, what I don't know is, does the straw, am I getting more straw off this as well? I have no idea if we'll get more bales. But I'm just absolutely impressed. I mean, if you remember the fields from beforehand, this field was so splotchy. Once again, the technical term. You can see actually some of the spots down in the middle there that didn't get taken care of properly. This field looked terrible beforehand, and now we're absolutely, I mean, Guys, it looks so good. There is no dead spots on this field. It does not happen typically. I mean, look at the amount of straw we're pumping out here when this thing stops. Oh boy, I think we're pushing that combine really hard. There's a lot of straw that's waiting for us by the time we're done there. When she comes to a halt, it still pushes out straw for a good like 30 seconds. Oh, are you not unloading? Oh, I must have missed it. I thought she was gonna unload there. Let's fix it. No. Gertie. But that's not Gertie, that's Matilda. Matilda, we need the pipe. There we go. Yeah, there she goes. Cool. Yeah, there's a ton of straw left over. I am really, look at the amount she's pushing out there. That's great. Oh boy, she's got the hammer down. There we go, up to 11 miles an hour. I was gonna say, she almost hit 20 when I first kicked up, but it was just that I had to catch up with her. I see. That makes more sense. All right, we're going all right. So it's good. We still have lots of dead spots in here, and I'm not quite sure because I didn't see any in the field themselves. There must have been some withered spots on the outskirts that I couldn't see, but you can see them in the straw swath there. What's left of them, at least. Kind of strange because you don't see anything. The fields look like pristine. I didn't check what the estimated yield was as far as our analyzing goes, but man, it's got to be pretty darn good. It's got to be. The fields these are fantastic. Yeah, this is great, guys. I'm really happy with how everything's starting to come together here. We're just kind of slowly plugging away, but good yields so far. Like I said, I think we're on track to get pretty high record-breaking yields for us out here. Now, once again, not a difficult feat considering last year, but just saying, swathing these crops beforehand, it's a bit of a field changer, that's for sure. We just need to make sure, everyone's doing their part right now and make sure our workers are working the way they should be. And so far so good. I mean, they got through the technical part down by the corner part of that tree stand. That was definitely one of the more difficult parts for especially Gertie up in the swather there. But Matilda's got the combine and she's just rolling through the larger side of this field right now and doing a great job. So I'm actually running out of time. A lot of it when we're back trying to dump off the trailer, I come back and she's already full, and that's a pretty massive. It's got the big top on that combine. So we're going through a ton of it right now, and I can barely hold. I mean, I think it's, what is it, 28,000? No, 31,000 we hold in this one. She holds like 20 some odd thousand in the combine as well. So it's almost a full trailer for me every time I come here. Like, I get back and she's ready to unload into me, and it's a full load. I don't have any more room for the most part. I might do a half a pass with her before I jump back if I want to fill it right up. But for the most part, it is absolutely full. Yeah, that's great. Cool. All right, a couple more passes left to make here. No, another dozen passes, and we'll be wrapping up this field, it looks like. But we got the baler. Hillary's backing out already. She's already baling the field as well. I'm trying to see where they drop the bales, where the bales are getting dropped, and I'm trying to move, because she did start with the headlands, of course. I'm trying to move the bales off to the sides, so there's no chance of anyone getting into problems on any of the returns here on the up and down sections. And for the most part, it's worked relatively well. We got the two headlands done, and we could just kind of push. If there's any bales that are on the inside row, we just push them to the backside, and we're good. Leave them out there. We'll pick those all up later. And like I said, I'm going to need the money from the bales because I'm down to $1,800 in the bank account. Those bales I'm really counting on to hopefully make us some money so we can survive and pay off our debts, because I still owe money on that header. Anyways, that's it for the harvest. That's a massive oat harvest, you guys. That's a ridiculous oat harvest. I wish I had more uses for the oats right now, but I don't. We're just going to sell them all off, especially the straw as well. It's all profits. I think we're looking pretty good, though. I mean, you can see all the bales up there. We're going to be. I did a quick count on the bales, and we're pushing around 300 bales is what we're going to be at by the time this is said and done. 350-ish, it looks like. Yeah, that's a lot of bales. All right, looks good so far. I'm liking it. Did a quick check on the silo. We have 4,000 liters still in the trailer here, and a little over 427,000, I think it was, in the silo-ish. So that's a good harvest. I'm more liters of oats than I was expecting to get, and if I compare that to anything we've done in the past out here on New Hope, that is going to really maximize some profits going forward. But I got a bunch of bales to go and sell off and make sure I got some money in the old bank account. We'll do that in a bit, but I think that's going to do it for us here today. We're going to be harvesting poppies again very soon, so stay tuned for that. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe, since I always forget to do that. I should have done that earlier, but whatever. You guys know how that works on the YouTubes, right? We'll catch you guys in the next one when we get back to harvesting poppies and maybe selling off some bales. We'll see you guys then.